So, what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is the Ryan here.
And today we once again have another interesting video for you all. Now this one is about the newest teaser image released on scottgames.com.
And today we're actually discussing a theory that we've discussed in the past on Five Nights at Freddy's 4 potentially being based in a museum.
Yeah, now there's a couple of things which actually triggered me to think this, and I'm actually going to go back to yesterday. Now, basically, I was doing a little bit of rotoscoping in Photoshop on this exact image, and I was looking at the fingers in a bit more detail. Now, in yesterday's video, we actually said that this might be blood on the fingers, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Now, I seem to have some kind of revolution in my brain, and I thought to myself, what about if the red hue we're seeing on the fingers is actually from the image of Freddy we saw about 2 weeks ago? Now, if that is the actual case, this could mean that both of these animatronics are situated next to each other.
Yes, and I mean, it took a while for me to see it at first, but then I started seeing a few other things that you pointed out, and it all just makes sense, and yeah, we'll be discussing those in this video.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should start back to the whole light situation. Now, when we first started discussing these, we first spoke a lot about the lighting, and we were very confused as to why there's this powerful lighting, and we were trying to kind of come up with an idea to explain why there might be this really strong lighting illuminating the animatronics. Now, the idea we actually came up with is if these guys are actually on display, and that would actually make a whole lot more sense, because if you actually look at the way Scott has positioned these animatronics for these images, they definitely look like they're alive and they're evil, and I think a lot of people focused on these guys being 100% alive and living. Now, what about if these guys are actually posed under some kind of spotlight, and that would actually explain why they are posed in such aggressive manners, and there's so much emotion in what they're doing.
Yeah, it does make sense because in some museums you'll see that their displays sometimes are shrouded in a certain light to give off a certain mood towards what you're looking at. So yeah, I mean, these colours that we're seeing are very dark and very eerie, so it would make sense if this was towards some kind of fright night or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, in museums you generally see, for example, figurines or, you know, life-size replicated figurines placed in poses to try and portray whatever story is being generated through this, and I think because with the whole nightmare text in the background as well, this definitely explains why these guys look so evil.
And also, another point is in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, there were relics all across the establishment.
Yeah.
The one out in particular is Chica with the light coming from its face shining onto the wall. Yeah. This reminds me of that, so it's like the lights inside the eyes of these animatronics are set to illuminate them and make them look more eerie and scarier.
Yeah, I'm with you, and you know, another thing which actually made me think possibly these guys are on display and they're not actually alive is the fact that the Freddy picture we saw in the past, his eyes are actually not illuminated whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, now all of a sudden this animatronic's got illuminated eyes and they seem to be glowing like almost like a midnight bluish color, and they're not the dominant white color we generally know, and just the inconsistencies with this and just everything else that everyone's been trying to explain, you know, why these animatronics look so aggressive, because that alone was such a startling bit of information, and just the way these images are portrayed, they look so aggressive, and there's absolutely no way these would exist in some kind of establishment with children.
That's what I mean, the way, like what you just said, they look aggressive, they're positioned in a certain way.
Yeah.
That further backs up that they're made to look like that, like the old Freddy with tipping the hat. It's almost like a welcome to the museum kind of thing.
Some kind of homage. Yeah, I mean, you could imagine maybe these guys being positioned in four corners of the room. I mean, the light source on the fingers looks very dim. It's not 100% vibrant, and it almost looks like there's a little bit of lighting being cast on the ears too, if you look careful enough. So what about if this guy's actually situated along the other side of a room? And the idea I actually have is if these guys are on two sides of the room, what about the other two sides? Could we be seeing Chica and also Foxy?
See, I was about to bring up this point. If you actually save this image as well, it also saves as 4, the same as the last one.
And a lot of people are actually saying that this is in reference to Five Nights at Freddy's 4, aren't they?
Yes, but what we're suggesting is that it could be the amount of teasers that we're willing to see of these animatronics.
Or it could be a huge hint to the number of animatronics that are going to be in Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Yeah, quite
Couldn't
possibly.
it? Yeah, with the 4 main mascots making their reappearance. And you know the first thing that came to my mind after I saw this with the lighting and things.
What's that?
I just imagined maybe you're some kind of night guard, maybe guarding the museum. These relics could be expensive now. I mean, after all the history these guys have gone through, these could be rare as hell. Now, what actually makes me think is, imagine if you have the same duty to watch over the cameras and you look in this room and one of them's gone and there's 3 of them posed, and you know, that could like just dig into your brain so much because these guys look so angry, and you know, maybe these guys are posed, or should I say designed to look angry, to really portray the whole nightmare theme. Maybe that's the theme of this new museum, which, may I add, would absolutely be terrifying for a night guard to be working in.
Oh, definitely. I mean, like you were saying there about them maybe one missing, but in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, we know that if you look at the first camera on the stage camera for long enough, they actually change and look at the camera. So what if we were to look at these animatronics and they're changing their poses, like all of a sudden they're looking like they normally do, then they're just there looking at the camera with menacing eyes, ready to kill you. Yeah, that would be insane.
It would be insane. And another thing we really have to think about now, which I think is going to be crazy, is the fact that Scott's releasing these teaser images so far ahead and advanced, and if he's posting these new images maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, somewhere between that kind of time frame, then Scott's got a lot of information to share with us before the game comes out. And you know, these are teasers, these aren't actually telling us anything about the game, so wow, there's going to be so much information even after these teasers are released that the full game is going to introduce to us.
Oh, definitely, it's going to be a big one, definitely.
Absolutely. And you know, one final thing I've actually thought about.
What's that?
What about if the 10th, aka October, and also the image where Balloon Boy was showing the 10, that was the hint towards Five Nights at Freddy's 4 in the release month. Maybe the Balloon Boy could have been the hint to the 10 and the October release date, but why would they use Balloon Boy to show this, an animatronic that, you know, is not one of the key ones? Could this mean that absolutely all of the animatronics are going to be making a return? And
Jesus.
If so, and we've only seen 2 of these guys in this nightmare mode, we have a lot in store for us.
Oh god, yes we do.
And many nightmares. I'm going to say, Scott, nightmare is a brilliant word to use. Kudos to you, you've definitely addressed these images correctly.
Definitely.
So there we have it, guys. That's once again another video for you all. Be sure to comment down below what you also think to this, because I think this is a pretty startling discovery, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
It definitely leads on for a lot more videos coming from this. And yeah, guys, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to like it. And hey, if you're new around here, why not subscribe for more gaming videos and also daily theories? So thank you very much for watching the video, guys, and we'll of course see you on the next one.
Goodbye, guys.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?